Ignazio Alboré, Second Democracy. The Age-Old Lie of Marginalism. Chapters 1, 2, 8. There has been, there is, and there will always be a single economic model, common to all countries, beyond ideological tendencies, the market of states, in which states are the protagonists of the market. Governments and organized power determine much of the value of goods and much of the prices. Governments and high bureaucratic hierarchies, for the purposes of democratic stability, need citizen consumers and sellers to believe the fairy tale that their individual acts of buying and selling can determine the value and price of goods. Marginalism forgets that in the market there are actors, i.e. the state, supranational political, economic and financial bodies and entities, parties, unions, business associations, cartels, monopolies and oligopolies, that impose value on countries and continents. The marginalist theory is wrong because 1. It is not possible to have a free market and an effective allocation of resources. 2. The value of goods is not given by utility preferences and shortage, but by state values, by the productive organization, by the power relations between the state, producers, supranational entities, other states, by costs, by the ideas that create and transform goods. 3. Marginal utility is not decreasing, but constant or increasing. 4. The price is not given by the matching of supply and demand. 5. There cannot be an equilibrium price, because the price is transformed into rent. 6. The most widespread market forms are monopolistic competition and oligopoly. 7. It is not possible to reach or devise a valid model of general economic equilibrium. 8. In a state and in a democracy the following are not possible: a. Subjective determinations of value. b. Free market. c. General economic equilibrium. D. Price formation through supply and demand. E. Liberalism. Marginalism is nothing but a university fad to bureaucratize the economy to make it accessible only to a restricted club, but far from reality. Its fortune is because it has been used as an ideological bulwark to be flaunted against socialism. Marginalism is an age-old lie, without any connection to reality. It is only useful to legitimize an entire class of university professors and economist employees, who otherwise would have no reason to exist and would lose chairs and seats. It describes the world that one would like, but which does not exist. The theorems of academic economics are correct only because they assume, a priori, certain human behaviors. Marginalist theories work well from a formal point of view because they are based on assumptions and presuppositions, individual behaviors, that do not exist. In order not to admit their lack of correspondence with reality, they have invented terms that are authentic oxymorons, putting together two words with opposite meanings: monopolistic market, monopolistic competition, oligopolistic market. Preference and shortage determine value, but maybe on other planets. You can take your economics books and throw them in the trash. Are we so naive as to believe that countries like the USA, China, Russia, India, UK, France, Germany, Israel, Japan, Arabia, Brazil, Turkey, Iran, Egypt, commanded by secret services, military apparatuses, dictators, monstrous bureaucracies that regulate everything, can have a free and subjective determination of value? Academic economics is aimed at publishing papers in journals close to non-professors, receiving professorships, and winning Nobel Prizes. Academic professors live on a cloud of mathematical models with 1,000 conditions and exceptions. Their work is not at the service of science, it is only an article factory and chair factory. To exist, academia must tell what does not exist. The main parameter for measuring success in academia is the number of articles in journals. The basic requirement for publishing papers is the blessing of a mentor, a professor to whom one can be an intellectual servant. Researchers have a period in which they are required to produce papers, otherwise they cannot keep their tenure. Famous journals are thought to publish valuable innovations, but it all boils down to useless papers filled with the right keywords and connections. Many papers are not even true but copied here and there from other articles. Academics publish articles for personal gain, promotions, scholarships, and industrial funding. They will then be able to show them in CVS, social profiles, and send amazing presentations to be invited to conferences. Academia is just a funding industry. It depends on corporate funding and must publish to prove its worth. Free research is a colossal lie. Universities have thousands of dollars in endowments, they act like a hedge fund. Academia is a closed community that only cites papers within its own boundaries, which makes it stagnant. It behaves like any bureaucracy, political party, or organization, that is, it seeks only self-preservation. Establishment institutions adhere to worldviews based on known false principles to keep data unified and comparable. They will never change their angle of perception, because maintaining it is their only real job. This means that truly useful facts and activities do not fit this logic and are automatically rejected. The most famous scientist of all time, writing to a friend after finally obtaining a university chair that, inexplicably, never arrived, said, "Here I am, an official member of the Corporation of Whores." Albert Einstein,